What is up, guys, gals, and non binary pals? My name is Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellanea. It is Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday, which means it's trivia day. And if you saw in the title, today's trivia is going to end up being popular toys of the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Should be pretty easy. I think we all played with toys. I mean, some sort of toys, right? All that being said, let me get into some tools here, let you know what I'm using. Some of them are going to look pretty familiar as we are just coming off of the Mary Morales event. I'm still using some of my stuff because why wouldn't you? Right? All right. So I've got here a beautiful pen from Diamond Pen Pal. Hi, Mel. What's up? This one is the Ajasai version from Diamond Pen Pal. It's got a beautiful image that belongs to Margaret, but Diamond Pen Pal had special permission to create just for me. So I'm using her. In my single placer, I've got Ghost from Diamond Painting Daily. I pretty much use this all the time. Y'all know Diamond Painting Daily as well as Diamond Pen Pal are over on Etsy. And then in my multi-placer, I have Putty Crocker, Peppermint Bark, because it's winter time. And then I've got a beautiful trinket tray here from Pucky Pie Pours with the little fishes inside. It's like a little bathtub for fish. Um, and then I'm using a tray here from Muni Made because I thought it matches with all the purples and things in this kit. It's like purples and blues. It's this beautiful color. I love the way it like shifts. It's kind of shifty. It's got a removable stopper and it's just a little handheld guy. Nothing too fancy. And then I've got some release papers from Bees Crafty Corners. Bees Crafty Corners you can find on Facebook and Etsy. Go and check out Bees Crafty Corner. What's up, Wallflower? And Brenda, how's it going? Mama, from you and your baby boy. Oh, baby boy. Okay. I don't know what it is about women, especially women in their 40s and 50s. We become cannibals in like a good way. Every time I see baby feet, I want to eat them. I just want to put them in my mouth. I don't necessarily want to like actually swallow them. I just want to put baby feet in my mouth. It's the toenails. Can I be honest? It's the toenails. They're ridiculous. That like there is no reason that a baby's toenails should be that tiny. I mean, they have tiny fingers and toes, but the toenails and the fingernails just so big, so little. So yeah, I go a little crazy and I put baby feet in my mouth. It's a problem, but I'm trying to deal. It's only weird when I do it to strangers' babies, right? I don't have any babies around me to do it to, so I got to do it to strangers. Hello, Nancy. How are you doing? So the kit that I am working on, it is not going to look super familiar unless you're on Discord and you actually like look at the pictures I post and things like that. But this one is actually a Dreamer Designs. And you would think after Spirit, I would have been like, nah, I'm up out of my spirit. I I actually this is a version 1.5 or 2. I don't know. It's not the newest version. Hi, Jamie. Hello, Wendy. It's not the newest version of Dreamer Designs, but it's like not the oldest either. It's the one right in the middle. Trying to find the picture. Hold on. This one is by Curtis Reykjavik. She's lovely. And actually the render is pretty good. The gapping, I mean, it's got gaps, I'm not going to lie. There are gaps, but when I compare it to the version 1 of Dreamer Designs, the gapping is minimal in comparison. Like it definitely tempered my expectations on what to expect from a Dreamer Designs, at least this particular version of Dreamer Designs. And so I was able to kind of temper those expectations and not set the bar so high. This is like working on an old DAC square. It's yeah, there's gapping, but it's not like it doesn't make you want to rip your hair out. there's definitely room for improvement, which they have done since this version. So, all that said, why don't you go ahead and boop that like button if you're already in the chat? You can if you want. You don't have to. But let me slide this down. I just got to remove the release paper. I have found that with regard to release papers, if you use your tweezers too aggressively, what you cause is like delamination. See how there's that corner is peeling up, and the problem then and this corner too is peeling up pretty badly. And what will happen is you'll peel off your release paper and then you'll leave the bottom side of the release paper. So this one I'll probably end up throwing out before too long because otherwise it's going to end up on. But I've gotten, I would say I've probably gotten 4 or 5 uses, meaning like, well, no, I probably stuck it down more than 4 or 5 times. 4 or 5 paintings worth of uses out of this. So, I can't complain too much. That's pretty good. Oddly enough, myself and some other friends of mine, we were trying to come up with a way to like make the make like vinyl release papers essentially, but they would be made of what is it, Silpat or whatever, but you can't cut Silpat because I want to be able to see through it. Bee's Crafty Corners and Lowena's Designs, they offer it's a like a sticker that you put on your sheet, like on your clear plastic, which is great because I want to be able to see the painting underneath. That's part of why I don't really love release papers in the first place. But the problem is, like, then you just remove the sticker and put it on a new piece of I want something that's reusable that I can see through, but try to come up with something that works. I don't know. We tried. We couldn't come up with anything better than a sticker that you put down on the plastic cover. So what do you do? But yeah, I came up with for today, I came up with working on toy trivia because I figure we all played with toys, right? I would think we all played with toys. Those of you who didn't, I'm sorry. It might not have been as fun as mine. So I figured if I went with popular toys from like the 80s, the 90s, and 2000s, I would kind of hit all demographics. Okay, so the silicone baking sheets. Oh, so I'm wondering, that's Silpat, right? The baking sheets. I thought you weren't supposed to cut those because of the fiberglass. That's what I read. So I wasn't sure. I know that you can, because I looked, you can buy those silicone pads, whatever, Silpats. And the smallest that I could find was either a 5x5 or a 5x4 section. And it had like blue, or one was colorful. I found it on Amazon. And because I was under the impression that you couldn't cut that stuff because of the fiberglass inside. Oh, let me turn my light on so I can actually see what I'm doing here. But maybe yours is a different kind of material. Because yeah, everything that I read said do not cut silicone pads because of the fiberglass. What's up, Deborah? How you doing? So I'm having a conundrum. +2. Didn't get many toys, have more now as an adult. Honestly, that's kind of the case for me too, +2. Oh no. You just do a silicone frame for release papers. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you can get a frame, but you stick it to the plastic and it's reusable. But I wanted something that was permanent, more permanent. Okay, so here's my conundrum, Deborah. Okay, I love both of the kits that I have, and I'm not to get up like 17 kits, for my whips. I was trying to get my number down, but I'm having a hard time deciding between the beautiful Mikey Bergman and the beautiful Serena Mance. the seahorse and the fairy, and I'm almost getting to the point where it's like, just kit them both up. Just do both. I mean, granted, it'll take me longer to get things done because I won't be working on one. Well, I probably would because I have a problem with, when I find something I really like, I tend to focus a little bit on that thing. So I don't want to end up, you know, the fairy and then ignoring the seahorse because I don't normally do animals, but that one, yeah, I like it. Comes in a roll, like 12 inches by 5 foot. It's grippy. I'll show you in Discord. Okay. Yeah, show me in Discord because I thought that stuff had fiberglass in it. But if I'm wrong, um, then yes, definitely. Because I'll tell you what, we sat trying to figure out a better way to do it for like 2 hours. And I mean, like, Diamond Art Club has plastic that's pretty thick. Granted, they already have their sectioned stuff. Oh, both of these were bad. Oh my gosh. Oh, can you see them? One is concave, and then the other is convex. I can't use either of those. That's the other thing with Dreamer Designs. Their drills from their versions 1 and 2 are really trashy, like incredibly trashy. This came from a single square that I did yesterday. One square. That tells you anything. And I mean, black is notoriously trashy anyways for drills. But yeah, we couldn't come up with anything better than just buy the stickers. Like, duh. Why are you trying to remake the wheel here? You don't have to do that. But I gotta scooch this paper over. Whoop, just threw something on the ground. Need to see that. Is it just silicone or is it still pat? Still pat definitely has fiberglass. You know if the Dreamer designs are drills are resin or acrylic. There are a few easy ways to tell whether or not something is resin or acrylic. Now they tell you that, oh, just look for a little divot on the bottom, and that generally is true for acrylic drills, that they're generally there's a divot on the well, there always is a divot on the bottom with acrylic drills, but there are some resin drills that have that appearance as well. The easiest way to tell if something is resin or acrylic, honestly, truly and honestly, is grab a regular lighter, a lighter for a cigarette lighter, and try melting it. If it melts like immediately, it's it's acrylic because acrylic has a lower melting point than resin does. Do this on like ceramic or concrete or whatever. You cannot do this like on a regular plastic plate, obviously, because you got to keep the lighter lit for a while. And you should be able to tell right away. Now, Dreamer Designs now and the version, this is version 2, they are resin drills. Definitely. There's also honestly, it's gonna sound weird, but it's probably like a misophonia thing from being autistic. There's a different sound to drills that are acrylic versus resin also. There's almost like a, well, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's like just has a different sound overall than acrylic drills do. And then like there's different trash when it comes to resin versus acrylic as well. You plan on summer. Oh, I know it's hard. It's hard. Halloween had lots of trash. I believe that. So yeah, there's different trash when it comes to resin and acrylic as well. So with acrylic drills, you tend to see a lot of little beads, like little mini drills if they're rounds. There's little beads of extra plastic in there. That's extra melt top. Ooh, Dustin's home. Dustin just got home. Okay, Bowie. Okay, I know. Thank you. You don't pay. No. Say hello to her. Jeez. Whereas resin, you'll see the same kind of little extras, but they're in weird shapes. So like right there, for instance, that's a good indicator of resin. The trash in resin drills also, like, you see things that have holes in the top, like there'll be big pockmark holes, or the excess material that's on it is usually like on a corner. Wow, sugar. What? It's early, but we'll go ahead and do a sugar shaming. Sure, come on over. Come here, you. You gotta bark at people. You gotta bark at people. Look at this dog. Look at this dog just barking for no reason. This is Sugar, and I am shaming her right now. Look at her. She doesn't even feel guilty about it. Just looks like she doesn't care. That's about normal. Whoa. Whoa, where are you going? Okay. There you go. Go down. Freaking Sugar. And then on top of that, like those pockmark holes in the top, and then you see often they're like caved in. This one is a really of like caved in, where it's like, oh, right there, it's really badly caved in. And then acrylic drills are very shiny. They have facets on them where often, or I'm sorry, resin drills are very shiny. They have more facets in them, whereas acrylics are very dull. And the reason that is because the process for resin versus acrylic is also different. Resin drills are poured. They're poured. And then acrylic drills are stamped. So when they make them, they essentially press down a machine, pushes and cuts it, which is also why the process is different. Yes, resin drills are cut as well, but they're poured first. It is a two-part epoxy. It dries shiny, whereas acrylic is not as shiny. What's up, diamonds around the world? How goes? Do I have? I don't think I still have my acrylic pen to show you the difference between an acrylic pen, like a turned pen, and a resin pen, because they look very different as well. Like resin is very shiny, and acrylic tends to be more. Oh, I know where I have one. Hold on. Where did it go? It's somebody's prize, but I'm stealing out of Magdalena's prize box. But let me show you. See if we can show you the difference on this, because I believe this one is okay. Now it still looks shiny, but the difference, oh no, you know what? This is resin. Don't let me lie to you. That's resin. That's from Art Dot. I had several acrylic pens, but I don't know where I put all of them. I gave them all away. That's what I do. Give them to my friends. Didn't expect such a detailed response. Sorry, that's all I got. Detailed responses. That's what I do. Well, the last Tuesday of the month, I do like Tutorial Tuesday, where if you're a newer diamond painter, um, you can ask pretty much any kind of question, and if I know the answer, I'll give you an answer. Otherwise, somebody typically in the comments will also give an answer, because we've got a really seasoned group of people, and I love the fact that, everybody in the community wants to help the newcomer, because we want you to love this craft as much as we do. And then, get you to spend all your money like we do. I only speak in detailed responses anyways. That's all I got. Lincoln Messenger. It's meant to be cut to size. Huh. I'm gonna have to look at that. I'm gonna have to look at that because I would not mind having something see-through. Like I said, I like release papers. Yeah, they're beautiful and but the delamination, one, it drives me nuts. It's like spending anywhere from 10 to $15 sometimes. It just depends on the company. I mean, you can spend as low as $5, I suppose. Like Art Dot has the oh, where did I put my Art Dots? I put them into my Nix's Notions treasure chest. Okay. I have a bunch of my Art Dot release papers in here. And like these release papers are great. They're just like really plain. And yeah, you can kind of see through them, sort of, but not really. I want to see my diamond painting. I want to see what I'm working on. And it doesn't to me. Those ones I don't have to worry about delamination, but to buy the really pretty ones, the ones that they always delaminate eventually. That's just the nature of the beast. And it's like on the one hand, I don't have the money to spend on things like that. Like the accessory portion of diamond painting, which is one often why you will not see small shop hauls on my channel because I don't got that kind of money. I mean, yeah, I had the sponsor spotlights, but that was stuff that the sponsors sent either for me to give away or for me to keep in some instances. But you don't see small shop hauls because I don't have that kind of money to spend. And I figure there are a lot of other people that are like me. Or there are people who are just frugal and want to spend their money on the diamond paintings. And that's the other part of it. It's like, yeah, I love trays. I love pens. I love release papers. I love the accessories part of it. But I would rather spend my money on the diamond paintings because I you know, I would rather have the diamond paintings personally. I don't know about anybody else. Totally reusable. They don't curl. You can wash them, but I just use one of those sticky rollers to get the dust off every once in a while. It was under $20. Oh, what's up, Tanis? How's it going? That's interesting. Well, you'll have to show me and then send me the link because I we were racking our brains. It was pretty stupid. Like how really much energy we were putting into the idea of trying to figure out a see-through but usable release paper. And I guess the issue for a place that makes release papers or whatever, like it wouldn't be sustainable. You'd sell your reusable product to somebody and then they wouldn't have a reason to come back, you know? If there wasn't some minor, at least durability issue. So like wouldn't be smart business to sell something to somebody that they wouldn't need to replace eventually. But uh yeah, I love the idea of even the vinyl stickers that they have for the borders because they have designs on them and stuff like that. But again, I like you still have to cut around them. And then what if you accidentally cut into them? And it's like a whole thing. Good work is done for the day. Oh, hope you I'm doing very well. Thank you. I'm uh knee deep in emails. I emailed, I would say probably half of the winners yesterday. And then I have more winners to email today. So I got a hold of, well, I emailed, didn't necessarily get a hold of, but uh I've used everybody's first name to like alphabetize, and I've gone from A through almost all of K. There's just Kiara left of the Ks. And then I have L through W left to go. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But it's, yeah, it's a lot. Oh, that being said, anybody who is listening right now and you had a prize, but it was like a gift card or whatever, that sort of thing. Well, one, I will still email you to let you know the the sponsor company. So you're still going to hear from me one way or the other because some people didn't even know that they won any prizes. And so one, you'll hear from me regardless, but if anybody is interested in assisting, there are a couple of people who were unable to afford their own shipping. Um, most it's like $5 here, $5 there, whatever. If you would like to assist with making sure that everybody gets their prizes quickly, because I might have to wait until I get YouTube money again to ship to some people if I'm paying out of my pocket. But if you would like to assist with anybody like sponsoring a person to make sure that they get their items sooner and you want to send any money, feel free to do so. You can send to my PayPal, houseofmiscellanea@gmail.com. Anything that you want to send is appreciated, not expected. I just want to make sure that people get things in a timely manner. I usually get my PayPal check or whatever, my tiny little PayPal check, but it's over $100, so there's that. But that's usually on like the 21st. Did I get that? So it's not much, but hey, it's something. I can't complain. And then, if you have not already, please, please, please go and check out Captured by Radiance. I just did a sneak peek video for a very, very adorable seahorse. And then there's, well, I also did a first look for a fairy. The seahorse was from Romance Art, and the fairy was from Mikey Bergman. But there will be two new releases each week over on Captured by Radiance that you should definitely be checking out. Somebody had asked me like how long shipping time was with Captured by Radiance, and they are an in-stock company. So if there's a piece that you're looking at specifically, if it's in stock, that means it's being mailed from Canada. So however long it takes to get from Canada to you, generally a week. I don't think it's ever taken longer than two. I mean, that would only be like during maybe the postage strike or whatever, but uh it's very fast because they only send what's in stock, and then um she's restocking all the time. Yeah, Tanas, I have more to do. What's up? Bear with me. I have more to do, but I should be able to get all of the emails done by the end of today. I'll be in Discord after dark later on, but I'll be probably listening, sending emails, doing the thing. No rest for me. I'm going to be honest with you. I did take Sunday off. I was like, okay, I just need a like literally a break. I didn't go on any I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't diamond paint really actually on Sunday. I just sort of I took a complete just break day. Although I did end up diamond painting like later in the evening because I can't not diamond paint at least once a day. If I don't, it really just makes me crazy. I get all antsy and stuff. I'm like, why am I not diamond painting right now? Be one of those like jaded YouTube content creators who's like, got burnout. Love the seahorse from your unboxing. Thank you, Diamond Painting Crazy. 3 to 10 business days to the US. I figured it was about that. Yeah. I don't think it's ever taken more than a week once it's hit the like the post office or whatever. Uh but I believe that you should have some orders from some people from my video. I would hope so. I would hope so. And I gotta tell you guys, like, when I tell you that Captured by Radiance quality is, like, honestly my favorite. My favorite. Some of the best drills I've ever had, like, the pleasure of working with. Divide of Attraction, like, I'm gonna talk about that until I'm, like, dead and gone because that still is in my top 5 diamond paintings of all time. Not just for quality, because the canvas is gorgeous, the drills are gorgeous, the render was gorgeous. I loved working on that piece. I'm almost sad that I didn't have that piece to work on for Black History Month this month because it just so beautiful. So beautiful. We're finally getting a new car. Oh my goodness. Brenda, man, my in-laws, they were on a motorcycle in Colorado, and they hit a mule deer, which I don't know if you're familiar with a mule deer, but it's like a deer on steroids, okay? And hitting the mule deer on a motorcycle was like basically hitting a parked car. They were only going 25 miles per hour because they were up in a really windy road in Colorado, and they hit the mule deer at about 25 miles per hour, but it like that was not good. Ordered from Captured by Radiance last week, need to control myself this week. Nah, what do you mean? Ooh, waiting for enhancement drills. Yes, yes. Good stuff, man. The enhancement, oh my God, they're beautiful. The enhancement drills are gorgeous. And my understanding is that in quality, well, one, they're leaded glass, which is what crystal is. They're actually crystal. And they're just a grade under Swarovskis. They are absolutely stunning. And boy, does she send you plenty too. You'll have plenty. All right, let's see. Next color. The one thing that throws me about a Dreamer Designs, and I've heard that this is not improved with regard to the newer kits that they have. It throws me off because the color of the square canvas is not necessarily the color of the drill that you will lay down, which is it throws me off really bad. Badly? Throws me off badly. Badly? Yes, we'll go with that. Words. It throws me off. Suffice it to say. What's up, Sarah? Buick Enclave. Oof. Sarah lost my mind the last few weeks. It's a little bit. A little bit. That's okay. Listen, your trip to Canada and wherever else you guys end up going, it might just be a little. You might just be a little hungrier during the trip. A little less snacky foods. I don't know. A little less going out to eat. Nah, you're a grown up. You're a grown up with a grown up job. You should be able to do what you want. All right. Now, let's see, what do we have? Ooh, there's 14 people. That's usually about where I like to be when we start doing the trivia. And as it is in the title, we have trivia for popular 80s, 90s, and 2000s toys. I didn't pick anything current because I figure I suppose if you've got kids, you're buying toys, current popular toys. I decided let's go with our own eras, right, of popular toys. There are easy, medium, and hard questions as usual. I usually like to mix it up a little bit, so I'll do some easy, I'll do some medium, I'll do some hard, I'll go back to easy and then medium and then hard. Just kind of ranging all over the place. Sometimes people are just listening in the car while they're driving, or they're diamond painting and listening to trivia. Whatever way that you're listening to trivia today is just fine with me. If you would not mind, though, while you are listening to trivia, why don't you go ahead and boop that like button? Give it a little toot toot. or whatever way you like to handle your like button. It's not any of my business. Should be okay provided I rein it in. There's a little reining it in. Yes, Captured by Radiance does hand render. And they are beautiful hand renders as well. They are done by their renderer, and he does about, well, like as of right now, while they're doing their new releases, they've been putting out like 2 new releases a week. It isn't like other places where you're going to get a hand rendering later on after they've uploaded it later or whatever. Let somebody work on it, and then they do 8 releases, but only 2 of those have hand renders. They do their releases slowly so that their hand renderer has time to do so. And he does a beautiful job of rendering. But everything that you see from Captured by Radiance that is considered, their newer, they do have some of their older kits, I believe, but I think most of those are hand rendered from the old stuff, not the new stuff. Everything basically newer is all hand rendered. It'll tell you though in the description if it isn't, and the only ones that wouldn't be would be like probably the ones that are on sale. Those are the only ones I can think of that wouldn't be hand rendered, but I think a lot of those still even are. Finishing my date to Alondra. I'm gonna see how much I do though. You're working, so this should be fun. Okay. All right. Now let me pull up my how long is shipping to the UK from Captured by Radiance. And then Sarah wants to know from Deborah, is there going to be an enhancement kit for the Venice? I can't think of what it's called. I let Sarah take a peeky at mine. Let her take just a little teeny peeky. Why can I not think of the freaking name of it right now? They're coming out with a beautiful landscape of a Venice like canal. It's gorgeous. The artist is Robert Fennell. And if you're anywhere familiar with Robert Fennell's landscapes, they are stunning. And I showed her a little sneaky peeky of it. Yeah, just a wee peek. But I don't think that one had released yet. So I didn't put that one in the video because I wasn't sure. And Evening of Romance, thank you. Meh. I wasn't sure. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna put that in there. Just in case. Did not want to be in troubles. Release something before it's ready to be released. Okay. I'm gonna go U-turn. All right, let me pour these drills and then I'm gonna grab my questions. And all the on sale kits are from original supplier and are not hand charted. Thank you. And then there was a question about how long to ship to the UK, and then another one regarding enhancements for Evening of Romance. Okay. Don't you copy me, bird. That's rude. My bird's over here like, okay, fine. All right, let me go to my questions here. I don't know if anybody saw, but Discord had an update. It looks weird, but it is what it is. Okay. Now, we're going to start with some easy questions, and then we'll move on, like I said, to medium and then hard, and we'll go back to easy, and we'll bounce around. Okay, these will be easy, guys. This first one maybe not as easy, but yeah. First question. What color is the original Furby from 1998? I had this one wrong. because I had thought it was one that I have, but it's not. It's not what I thought it was. What color is the Furby from 1998? Yeah, Deborah, she wants to know if there will be additional enhancements available for Evening of Romance. Because I did show her the ABs, the unicorn poop, and the unicorn ice that are in it. Yeah, she wants to know if there's gonna be more than that. Ooh, bounce the drill out of the tray here. It's it's big. Evening of Romance, that landscape, it's big and bold and beautiful. Oh my gosh, you guys. And I'm not a landscape person. I'm really not. Generally, I like an abstract landscape, color out of place, being one of my favorites. I don't really do a lot with landscapes, but man, that one is just, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. With new artists coming to Captured by Radiance, like Mikey Bergman, Serena Mance from Romance Art, Robert Fennell, Eileen. Hold on, I've got these. There's some other new ones too. Hold on, I know I got these. Let me look at my stuff here. Do. Eileen or Elaine Sykes, excuse me. Elaine Sykes. Did he just flick like slobber from the stairs onto my deck? I saw it. I saw his slime direction and I don't know where it went.
Toby.
Bleh. Can you pick up soda while you're out?
Yeah.
Please. Yeah, we've got Serena Mance, Robert Fennell, Mikey Bergman, Elaine Sykes. Some good ones, some very good ones. What's up, Jamie? Okay, so the closest person so far is okay. I thought it was the tiger striped version of the Furby was the first color. It was actually gray and white. So the closest is going to be Miss Mel with gray. It was gray and white. Yeah, Dad has his outside legs on and they're going away. But yeah, and I guess tan is technically you're correct because you said multicolored, but they're all kind of multicolored. A little cheaty, but I'll take it if you want to say you're right, then sure. Deborah says for Captured by Radiance, I believe shipping to the UK would be 14 to 20 business days. All right, so there's our first question. Let's find our second question here. Okay, here's an easy one. What was the name of the small, colorful ponies introduced by Hasbro in the 1980s? Hi, Togo. What is the name of the small, colorful ponies introduced by Hasbro in the 80s? Na 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 na. For the record, Friendship is Magic is still one of my favorite cartoons. The newer version. Not the newest, but the newer version of this particular Toy Lines cartoon. Bless you. A little sneezy over here. What do you got? Yep, y'all know. What's up? Diamond painting crazy got it right. Oh man, y'all got it right. You're doing good. What's up, Carrie? Hello, hello. All right. Yes, it was My Little Pony. That was an easy one. Super easy. All right, next one. Which handheld digital pet released in 1996 required regular feeding and care? Which handheld digital pet released in 1996 required regular feeding and care? Is Lisa Frank? You mean Lisa Frank? You said Lisa Ann. Lisa Frank is 90s. You're in bed sick. Boo. That's not fun. Nobody likes being sick or in bed. Well, I mean, I like being in bed. I don't like being in bed sick. Hard pass on that. Super hard pass. Togo, you're very talkative today. Togo is my blue-fronted Amazon parrot. And she is very chatty today. We managed to cut 2 of her nails. We're going to need to see if we can maybe convince her to let us cut a couple more of them. We're doing them a few at a time as to not agitate her. Well, I say we like I'm helping with anything. My son had cut her couple of her nails and didn't get chomped, so that's good. He can hold her, but I cannot. She likes my son and my daughter, but will not let me touch her. And I'm not going to have a chunk taken out of my hand again because that sucked real bad. Yes. Yeah, there was. It is not Digimon, though. It is Tamagotchi. I have a Tamagotchi, like in the box somewhere around here. Lisa Frank. Yeah, Lisa Frank was 90s. All right, let's see. Next question. What were the spinning battle top toys called that launched in the early 2000s? We had a girly version of these, but they weren't called the same thing. It's that thing where we had like these fairy versions where you'd stick the fairy in the top and then you'd pull the cord and it would like helicopter up out of the thing. But this one was specifically for boys. They were for boys, I put in quotes. And they were these spinning battle top toys that launched in the early 2000s. I had Tanis, you're close-ish. Not Pogs. Pogs were like little round thingies. These were like a thing where you put the figure inside of a thing and then you'd pull the string and it would like fly up into the air. It's not Bakugan. They were called Beyblades. Do you guys remember Beyblades? I had the girl version, but we never like tried to launch them at each other. They were fun. They were lots of fun, but I never tried to launch mine at anybody. Although it hurts when you end up with one that spins into your okay. Let me backtrack a little bit. It is not fun to see whether or not you can get your hair tangled in it by putting it next to your face and spinning it to see if it'll get stuck in your hair. It will get stuck in your hair, for the record. Now, mind you, I was in my 20s when this thing came out. Why was I trying to spin it into my hair? Don't ask me. I don't know. There we go. All right. Let's see. Next question. Ouch. What shape-based puzzle toy became a global sensation in the 80s? What shape-based puzzle toy became a global sensation in the 80s? Because the answer is in the name. And yeah. N. Yeah, some of these, it's funny because like some of these will match the color in the background and I know exactly what I'm looking for. And then some of them, it's like I'm looking for a blue drill, but it's not blue. It's like gray. Like, okay, cool. What do you got for me? Yeah, you guys know. And oddly enough, the seahorse that I unboxed for my sneak peek, Serena Mance let me know, commented on my video. That seahorse has a name, and its name is Rubik. Did not even know. I saw the word Rubik on the canvas, and I thought like maybe it was a misspelling by the manufacturer of like rubric. I didn't know. I didn't know. But it has a name. It also has a twin brother. And the twin brother's name is, hold on, I'll tell you in a second. The twin brother's name is Fidget. So I'm assuming Serena likes toys. Yeah. Okay, Rubik's Cube. Now, next one, this one's pretty easy too. They're all easy questions up to now, right? They're going to be easy questions. Which stuffed animals with heart-shaped tags became a huge collecting craze in the 90s? Which stuffed animals with heart-shaped tags became a huge collecting craze in the 90s? And then bonus question for you with regard to that. Not with a specific answer, but just which one was your favorite? And I'll tell you what my favorite one was. I never owned it. It was my favorite one, but I never owned it. Justin collected these for a little while. But like between he and his parents, especially his dad just collects stuff, like random things. He's got a lot of different little collections of things. And one of them was these, which are, I don't know if I spelled that. Yep, you spelled it right. Beanie Babies, yes. Freaking Beanie Babies. My favorite one was Tabasco. It was a red bull. And here's why I liked Tabasco so much. If you remember the movie The Last Unicorn, there was a red bull that forces all of the unicorns into the sea and then they become like the waves, like the white wave is like a group of unicorns. And so every time that I saw that red bull, I would think of the unicorn or the red bull from The Last Unicorn. And I wanted that one, but it was one of the most sought after Beanie Babies. Like it was, the value on that thing was ridiculous. Like beyond ridiculous. I never would have been able to. There's no way because it was so sought after. And that was my favorite one. Princess Diana. Oh, the bear. I bet it was big monies. Big monies. Um yeah, and eventually a lot of those like because Ty went ahead and like inflated the market on their own. And I mean, there were counterfeits and all kinds of stuff happening. But they ended up like, they were building their own market essentially. And then there's a documentary, I feel like, but it was about it was the dark side of the 90s or something, and they talk about Beanie Babies in one of those episodes in Dark Side of the 90s. That whole Dark Side of whatever series, and I think that's on, is that a Hulu series? A Hulu series is actually really good. Like Dark Side of the 2000s, Dark Side of the 80s, Dark Side of the 90s. Really, really good program. Really enjoy. The other thing I don't like about Dreamer Designs kits, okay, and they have all kinds of shapes that are like this sort of thing. This, why? There's that. There's, let's see, well, I need this one. Set this one here. There is, oh, here we go. Here's another one. That. Why? Why do you do that? There's this one. And there's so many that are like that. Why? Ridiculous. And then, oh, the other part. So it goes like, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. It goes R, shape, G, down symbol, 9. Shape, 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 shape. 11 is 1, 12 is 3, 18 is 2, 19 is 4. What? And then the letters are not even in order. So stupid. The other thing I like about Captured by Radiance is like you get the numbers first, and then you have some letters all in alphabetical order when they're on there, and then symbols and shapes. God, agitating, man. Oh, wait, I don't even have the right one. Glad I looked at that again. Whoops. The way you say why. Okay, next question. Beanie Babies. What was the name of the talking doll introduced by Mattel in 1985? Well, that's not okay. Wait, hold on. I'm going to add something to the way that they wrote that this question was written. What was the name of the talking doll introduced by Mattel in 1985 that had a pull string and required a cassette? What was the name of the talking doll introduced by Mattel in 1985 that had a pull string and required a cassette tape? Hope this is allowed. Have you guys tried the Jaded Gem cross stitch canvases? I've been meaning to buy one. So Alondra, I have not. I've been meaning to, because I'd like to do a cross stitch conversion. I can tell you my general experience with the Jaded Gem Shop kit. And I've had very positive, aside from my first, oddly enough, my first experience with the Jaded Gem Shop, which was not awesome. But we figured it out and it got all taken care of. It was fixed. Aside from that, her drills are lovely. Her canvases are lovely. So I'm not really sure what the difference would be aside from like you're buying a gridded canvas, right? That there would be any issues with regard to the blank canvas with a grid on it. Her drills are lovely. They're a little trashy, I mean, but I don't know any company that doesn't have trash, right? Like I would say that, maybe her drills are a little trashier than some companies, but not to the point where you're like, I can't do this again. I love how autocorrect is messing with people. Yeah, it's Teddy Ruxpin. I like Teddy Roxman though. That's what we're gonna call him from now on. Teddy Roxman. You've started one. Wallflower has started one. What do you think, Wallflower? What do you think of it? I mean, it's just like a the grid on it, right? Because her glue is sticky. I do think that her plastic, like her plastic sheet, is really thick, like almost too thick, like annoyingly thick. Oh, look at here we go again. Here we go again. Right there. Why? Why? Stupid. Stupid, stupid. Let me put those back where they go. Okay, thank you, Togo. But yeah, I haven't really encountered any issues. Oh my gosh. This Muni Maid has wide rows. And so I keep thinking that no, that actually is a different size. Wait, no, it isn't. When they're not lined up correctly, like right next to each other in the row, I keep thinking that one of them is like sized incorrectly, like it's small. It isn't. It's just my eyeballs messing with me because it's like not in the row straight. They're not right next to each other. It looks like okay, so like this one, for instance, I thought that one was smaller because next to this other one, yeah, I don't know. It's just the tray I'm using. I could use a different tray. Could use a different tray, but it's all right. I'm gonna be fine. Okay, Teddy Ruxpin. Not too complicated, just have to be careful when counting and be patient. Yeah. Watch videos and people make it seem really complicated, but I think it would be enough. I mean, if you've cross stitched before, like counted cross stitch, where you don't have like the um like the actual stuff on the canvas itself and you're just working off of a blank canvas for cross stitch. If you've done that before, then I don't know why you wouldn't be able to do a canvas, like a diamond painting canvas. I don't think it would be that dissimilar, you know. Did run out of a drill, so I had to put mine aside. I will work on it later this year though. Well, and that's kind of like an unless you're buying something that she's already got specs for, that's something that you start on your own, right? Can you see if she's got food? Well, I'd not like her to be on the floor. Yeah. Such a picky bird, I swear. I'm half tempted to say like put on like figuring out another bowl to put in there because then that way we don't have to dump the food that's in it. But I feel like sometimes she just wants something new because there's so much wasted food on the bottom of her. You know what I mean? There's so much actual food in that picking at it. Maybe. I have them coming in mini size, but I'm going to practice doing the DAS UK chart too. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, next question. Which toy cars introduced in 1968 were famous for their detailed designs and racing tracks? They became very, 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 very popular in the 80s. Which toy cars introduced in 1968 originally were famous for their detailed designs and racing tracks? Yeah, my brothers had these racing tracks all over the dang house, all over the house. And they would build some really elaborate tracks too, because it'd be like, it'd go off of their bed and like onto a chair and down to the floor and then under something or whatever down the stairs. Very elaborate. I really only need that for 3 drills. Jeez, Neil, what are you doing? What are you doing over here? I'm like trying to bring her eye to life over here. It's really, really, really pretty. Really, really pretty. Yeah, you guys know Hot Wheels. I know people who still have their collections from when they were younger, some in box and some not in box, and interesting how as adults, we tend to go back and try to find the things that we had as toys when we were kids or missed out on as toys when we were kids. Huh. They needed way more pink trucks. Yeah. Heck yeah. I would have played with I would have played with them. I just really grabbed like a bunch and I needed one. Mm-hmm. Sure did. Sure did. Oh, let's try this color. And then next question. All right, here we go. Which action figure line from the 80s featured characters like He-Man and Skeletor? What action figure line from the 80s featured characters like He-Man and Skeletor? I can tell you what my least favorite one of those was, and that was what was his name? The skunk one. It wasn't Skunkor. Can't remember his name. It really did stink. It stunk so bad. Like they actually made made it stink. For what reason? Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you, don't know. But I know that it did stink. It was disgusting. I needed one drill. One whole drill. Ooh, her eyes are pretty though. Pretty. Looks really nice. Yeah, all in all, I do have to say, like, compared to my last experience with Dreamer Designs, this is not terrible. Like, yes, obviously it needed to be tighter, and that's why they made it tighter. But this is not a terrible experience compared to my experience with the very first one. Yeah, there's gaps. But now I've just got to figure out which one of my I only have a couple of canvases that are from the second generation of Dreamer Designs kits. The rest of them are from their first gen. Mm-mm. Never again. Sure won't. I don't want to do that to myself. All right, you guys remember what they were called? Let's see. Yes, Masters of the Universe. Snarf? Uh yeah, Snarf is Thundercats. Like, wait a minute. Message retracted. Uh-oh. Hope it was dirty. Whatever you tracked, I hope it was dirty. Why does it keep dropping my frames? What is it doing? Yeah. What it would be. Close that. But I don't have anything like with a bunch of tabs open or anything. Funky. All right. Anyway. Okay. Let's go with what plush toy line came with a birth certificate and was popular in the 80s? What plush toy line came with a birth certificate and was popular in the 80s? I'm not going to get cursed out for this one. No, you will not get cursed out for this one. This one's not so bad. Hey, Ray, do you know what Ace is doing, like, on if he's online upstairs? Oh, weird. I don't know. Bizarre. I'm just asking. I'm not like, or what it is. Weird though. Yeah, no, the last time when I was working on Spirit, which was a first gen Dreamer Designs, uh Sarah kind of became both my reminder that I needed to work on it because I hadn't in, whatever, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, as long as I could put it off. And when it was time for me to have to work on it, she's like, "Did you do hard things today?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to. Leave me alone. I don't have to." And then when I finally finished it, it was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 in the morning. I finished it and I sent her like, "I'm effing done with it. Don't ask me about it again." She's like, "Wow. That was unnecessary for this early in the morning." I was like, "I'm sorry. I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. It's finished." And then I rolled the sucker up and I put it away until I did like the post review on it. And then I rolled it up again and put it away and never looked at it again until I did my year in review. And yeah, it'll stay rolled up forever. Somebody had wanted to buy it originally. That was the only reason I continued to force myself to work on it. And then the person who was going to never ended up even like responding to me again, which is funny because she'd purchased other kits from me. Alondra, popular, yes, they have those at Build-A-Bear, but uh popular in the 80s specifically. And it was, as some people have down, Cabbage Patch. They were Cabbage Patch dolls. Pound Puppies had an adoption certificate. You're close. But yeah, it was the Cabbage Patch dolls. I had a couple of them, but for the most part, I found them really like creepy, honestly. I thought that they were really creepy. So I didn't love having them. I had a couple. And then when we moved and they got like essentially, donated or whatever ended up happening with them, I never got another one because I was never really a doll kid anyway. Like baby dolls. I didn't do a lot of baby dolls. I just was not as interested in baby dolls. I really did like, okay, they were like Popples. Popples. I had a crap ton of Popples, though. I had a crap ton of stuffed animals, but not baby dolls. I didn't do a lot with baby dolls. So I didn't really have much of a mothering instinct when I was younger. It was very aggressive for 7:38. Yeah, it was. It was very aggressive. And that's when you read the message. I sent the message at like, I don't know, it's probably 6 in the morning. Okay, next question. We're going to move on to medium question. Okay, what was the name of the small posable figurines with fuzzy bodies and round bellies originally created in the 80s? And I had some of these. What was the name of the small posable figurines with fuzzy bodies and round bellies originally created in the 80s? Now, the if you remember Popples, which I was talking about a little bit ago, Popples were stuffed animals, but like you could roll it inside of its own. There was like a kind of a flap at the butt area where you could take it and like fold it up inside of its own body. I used to have, I don't even know how many of them. Dozens. Every one that they made, I probably, because I loved them so much. Actually, let me do this one first. I loved Popples. Now, this particular one that I'm asking about, if you remember them, you missed the question. What was the name of the small posable figurines with fuzzy bodies and round bellies originally created in the 80s? Not trolls, because they didn't have fuzzy bodies. They didn't have round bellies. Oh man, and trolls. Lord, I collected the crap out of trolls, every kind you can imagine, with outfits and accessories. I had so many freaking trolls. Can you not slam the gate when I'm on my live, please? Oh, I'm live every Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Okay. They were called Wuzzles. You guys remember Wuzzles? Weebles. Hug a bunch. Okay. And Monchichis didn't have like the big bellies, but I had Monchichis too. Hug a bunch are so cool. Yeah, Weeble Wobbles were a different thing too, but it was the Wuzzles. Wuzzles. Okay, so Wuzzles, like, Wuzzles were they were the cross animals. Like there was Bumble Lion and Ellaroo, Butterbear, Hippopotamus was like a bunny hippo. Butterbear was like a bumblebee and a bear. And then there was Bumble Lion, which was a bumblebee lion. Moosel. Ellaroo was like a kangaroo elephant. And there were toys. Yeah. And they were like fuzzy, like a velvety kind of texture, but their bellies were. Okay. Next question. Which board game introduced in the 90s involved players trying to tap out their opponent's pieces? Damn it, Bacon. Which board game introduced in the 90s involved players trying to tap out their opponent's pieces? I loved this game. Loved it. Owned at it all the time. I'm going to have to redo my putty. I didn't start with fresh putty. Whoops. Oh, well. Do you remember? That's a Michael Jackson song, but I don't know why it came to my head, but I was going to ask if you remember. No, Alondra. Like there was like a square board and then there was you and your opponent and they had a certain piece placed on something and you would tap pieces around that little figure specifically. Do you guys remember what it was called? It was blue. The board was blue, like the pieces and the board was like blue. That's specific for a reason. Not Guess Who. Guess Who was where you like ask questions and then you would flip down the characters. It was called Don't Break the Ice. And I kicked booties at that game. I was really, really good at it. And you like the point was you would tap out the pieces and try to like you would try to get their you needed to not like cave in the ice around your player or whatever. I'm probably paraphrasing poorly, but that was the point, was not to break the ice. Like You didn't want to, it was sort of like uh the same concept as what's the one with the sticks and the balls where you had a tube and there was all kinds of sticks that were put through it and like you'd had to pull out sticks and not drop all the balls down into the bottom. Wow, I don't know why my camera is like freaking. It was like, whoa, I don't know what's happening. You move it up a little bit just in case. I don't want it to do that again. That was freaky. I'm gonna scoot you up a little. There we go. Never played it. Well, I did a lot. Um, which robotic toy dog released in 1999 could respond to voice commands? What robotic toy dog, released in 1999 could respond to voice commands? Mm, Kerplunk. Thank you, Mel. Yeah, Kerplunk. Played a lot of that too. And Jenga. Our games required a lot of hand-eye coordination in the 80s and 90s. Because okay, my one of my favorite board games to play was 13 Dead End Drive. I think I've talked about this before. 13 Dead End Drive, where the point was basically to like in a very creative, sly way to like kill all the other people in the house with you uh so that you could inherit all of the money from the person who owned 13 Dead End Drive. Like you were trying to inherit the property or inherit like whatever. Uh yeah, it was called 13 Dead End Drive. Loved that game. Yeah, it was a robo dog specifically, but it had a name. Moosel sounds like a body part. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I have moosels. They're not very big moosels, but there's moosels. I have some. It was called Poochie. Poo dash chi Poochie. All right. Next question. Oh, I already talked about that one. Okay. What Okay. We saw this earlier. Which famous 80s toy line included figures like Lion-O and Mumra? Which famous 80s toys line included figures like Lion-O and Mumra? And their tagline uses the word ho. My first, I think my first crush as a child was actually on Chitara. I liked Lion-O, but I really liked Chitara. Think think hold on a second. Let me look at something really quick. Yeah, yep. Yep. Chitara was probably when I figured out that I was not fully heterosexual as a kid. Yep. I may have cried when my shirt got too holy to wear. I was an adult. Yes, it was Thundercats. Oh, yes. All right. Next question. That toy that I was talking about earlier, the one that like you would spin it and it would fly into the air for girls, right? In the 90s. What were those toys called? They were little figures that you popped into a thing, looked like a fairy or whatever, and then it had a string that you would pull and it would spin it so that her arms came out and it like flew like a helicopter. What was the name of those? Do you remember the name of those? Because I never gave the name of those earlier. I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I'd have given up one of my own questions. Okay, let's go with this color. Something fairies. No, not something fairies. But they did appear to look like fairies. Appeared to look like fairies. Naomi. Speak English. Come on now. They did kind of look like fairies, though. They were called. What was the question? That toy that I was talking about earlier, where it was a toy for girls, though, not the Beyblades, but toy for girls, where you would put a figurine, like a figure, and you would like into this base, you would pop it in there, and then you would pull a string and it would open her arms up and they would helicopter and it would fly through the air. Ah, yes, look at Tanis. Yes, they were called Sky Dancers. They were called Sky Dancers. And like I said, they really sucked if you tried on purpose to get them stuck in your hair. It was like a 90s thing, but I don't think I did that until I was an adult person. Like you do, you know, doing dumb crap when you're in your 20s. I think I'd gotten some for my oldest because they still had them around. And oh wow. It just, yeah, I thought I'd be real cute and try to spin one to see if it gets stuck in my hair. And they do. And they do. I think, you know what? Flutterby Fairy sounds like a knockoff version. Hold on a second. Let me look up what you just said. Flutterby Fairy. Okay, that was a knockoff version, but that was like her dress opened up. It wasn't attached to her hands. That was where her dress would open, but not and it was like on a it was on a base, but the base stayed like on the table and you pulled a string. Oh no, this one is like a base that charges. Interesting. Yeah, Flutterby Fairy was like the remake, but not better. Okay. So let's see. Recall some videos where it went flying into a lit fireplace. Yeah, Wendy. I bet it did. I bet it did because you couldn't control them in the house. You know what I mean? It was probably like some Christmas movie or something. Christmas movie, like a Christmas video, or somebody like just opened their Christmas presents and they were like, "Yay, Christmas!" And they were like, "Wee!" And it just went into a fireplace. That sounds about right. Okay, what was the name of the '90s toy that had sticky feet and a long extendable body that you would like throw it at the wall and it would stick? They were it allowed it to like climb down walls. It was a '90s toy that had sticky feet and a long extendable body that allowed it to climb down walls. And you would usually throw them at the wall, not the ceiling, but you could throw them at the ceiling. We usually did. And then they'd leave gross marks and when they'd get dirty, and then my mom would have a conniption. Yep. So it would leave this like gross dark stain that was like oily because everything was made of battery acid and lead when we were kids. Have we answered enough questions for a sugar shaming yet? Oh, I mean, we can. I did one earlier. I can do it again. I can absolutely do it again. Republic needs her. What is she doing? Oh, bring me the pocket dog. I don't know if I can show her in the pocket. Hold on. Here, come over this way. She's in a pocket right now. She looks comfortable, at least. But all right, give me that dog. You just got her in there. You can put her back in there. Put her back in there. All right, come here, sugar. Your public needs you. Come here. Oh, sugar. Quit twisting your body. Oh, sugar. Do, 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 do. Oh, doggy, doggy, do, 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 do. He's like, why are you twisting your body like that? Stop. All right, there we go. He's like, no, Mom, I don't wanna. I was warm in a pocket. Yeah, the puppy. It's a puppy dog. Puppy dog. You sweet girl. Look at you sweet. Look at you sweet. Oh, now she looks like she's smiling and shivering. No, Mom. Chihuahuas are ridiculous. Oh, all right, goodbye. Off you go. Sticky climbing men. Out of context. Out of context. That could be. Oh, took a get clean. One of them showers. Okay. They were called wacky wall walkers. They had sticky feet and a long body and they climbed down walls. Okay. What was the magnetic drawing toy that allowed kids to draw and erase? It says with a slider. Yes, but also no. Yes, there was a slider that you could use to erase, but it was actually just shook the shit out of it. What was the magnetic drawing toy that allowed kids to draw and erase with a slider? Now, at first, when I read that, it was Ace. It was Ace with the dog in the pocket. What I thought of initially was, do you remember that they were like toys you could take in the car on trips or whatever? And it was like magnet, like it was dust, and you would put the magnet dust on like a man's face or his head, and you would give him like goofy hair or like a goofy mustache or beard or whatever. That's what I thought of originally instead of the actual answer, which is, of course, an etch a sketch, right? But that's what I thought of. And then, do you guys remember? And it's because my mom and I traveled a lot going back and forth to Michigan or whatever to visit family. Do you guys remember those like booklets? You would get them from a Cracker Barrel or a truck stop or whatever. And it was like the book used a marker that would reveal answers or reveal things. And it would have all different kinds of activities inside of this book where you would reveal the answers. And sometimes it was like my favorites were always where it asked you a question like uh you would have to eliminate wrong answers until you got to the correct answer by following the clues. Like if Maria was standing first in line and Saul was standing third in line, blah, 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 blah. And it was a whole story question where you would have to go back almost like a Sudoku, but with words, right? Where you'd have to go back through and try to figure out the answer but based on like elimination. And then there was other things where you would like it would be a maze and you would use the marker to reveal the maze or you'd color something in or whatever. I always ended up running out of marker after I'd finished the whole book, but I had those. I loved them so much. And whenever I think of like the dude with the face and you put the magnetic crap all over his head, like that's what I thought of. But all of that from just a question about an etch a sketch. You're welcome. Welcome to the inside of my brain. Yes. Yep. It was a white pen and a white tip. Well, and then the end of it was orange. Woolly Waldo. Yeah. A Magnadoodle. Yeah, Magnadoodle is a more like, yeah, that was Magnadoodle. Etch a Sketch. I don't think Etch a Sketch had a thing on it, right? I don't think it had a slider. I don't know. This came up with a weird ass question. That's both. It's both. It's both a Magnadoodle and an Etch a Sketch. Let's see. Oh, hard questions. Yeah. What was the name of the inflatable ball with a handle that kids could bounce on in the 80s and 90s? I freaking loved these things. I got very dangerous with them though. Okay. In the same vein of things that you could sit on for activity, how much fun was owning a sit and spin? I loved my sit and spin. I probably used my sit and spin until I was no longer able to sit on it. Like my weight would not allow the spinners to turn anymore. And nowadays they have similar to that, but it's not like a sit and spin where you like hold on to the thing in the middle and spin yourself around. It's actually just a chair that you sit in. But the cool thing is that like the same concept as a fidget spinner where it's like on balls, right? It's on metal balls and it has a really smooth spin to it. They have chairs like that. Could you imagine if they had a sit and spin with metal balls in it so that it was a smoother like spin? Oh my gosh. And like I said, I could sit and spin on that thing for hours, which is also what leads me to believe that I should have been diagnosed with autism so much earlier. It's not hopper ball. You're close. You're very close. It was called a pogo ball. A pogo ball. Like you're sitting on it, but it's like a pogo stick sort of deal. I freaking loved it. Love those things. Got very, very, very dangerous with them though. Man, okay. Here's the thing, right? So like I don't know about you guys as far as whether you're a millennial or if you're Gen X or Gen Z, Gen Y, whatever the heck generation you are, right? I feel like as far as millennials and Gen X go, because I'm an Xennial, right? I'm like a cuspy one because I was right at the very end of Gen X. I didn't have I had technology, and I had to create a lot of fun for myself. Well, I feel like with regard to all of the crap that we used to do, all the dangerous shit we used to do when we were kids, like maybe when we grew up, we became such like, I don't know, freaked out hippies that we were like, had to make everything safe for our kids. Like, oh, I don't want you to grow up in a dangerous place like I did. And so nowadays, like parks are too safe, the play equipment or whatever at parks is too safe, and toys are too safe. Like, you know what we called that when I was younger? Freaking Darwinism, survival of the fittest, and all of that. Like, why did we make everything so safe for our children? Here's the thing. My youngest was always obsessed with tiny toys. And by tiny toys, I mean like toys this big, itty bitty little toys. And everybody like, I can't believe that you're giving that to them. Why? Well, because they're going to swallow it. No, I've never put anything like that in their mouth before. I've never witnessed them do anything like it, and I wouldn't let them have it if they did. So always had teeny tiny toys of all different varieties in the house. And just like, I don't know. Yeah, I kept an eye on my kids. I didn't helicopter parent. I didn't feel like I needed to do that. Oh yeah, you're right, Mel. Thank God I didn't have anything where my entire childhood slash teenage awkward teenage years was all over a social media platform. Oh my God. I mean, granted, I didn't really do much with letting people take my pictures anyways, but I can't even imagine the embarrassing poetry or the embarrassing hair or the embarrassing everything that exists on social media. Mm, no, I don't need to do that to myself. At the very beginning of millennials. Well, so I think it varies as to when the end of Gen X and the start of millennials was. Some places say 1980, some places say 1980. Um it just I feel like there's also just elder millennials that really ended up with a very similar upbringing to Gen Xers. It's all kind of the same. I let my kids jump in puddles, and they used to have so much fun going down the stairs on a plastic sledge. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. It's like, let them bang themselves up a little bit. They don't learn about how to be scared of real danger because we don't let them experience real danger. Now, granted, I taught my kids not to talk to strangers or get in cars with people who offer them puppies or candy, but like the other things, the things that like kids gotta break their arms sometimes. They gotta sprain ankles and bash their heads open and oh, that's a story. That is a story. My youngest on Christmas bashing their head in. We won't talk about it now, but I'll bring it up at some point. It's too long of a story to tell now because I've only got like 12 minutes, but before the end of the live. But yeah, I feel like toys and play equipment and everything else, we just made it so freaking safe for kids. They don't know how to they don't know how to like gauge danger. They don't know how to assess real danger, and we've made them so freaking anxious about everything. The germs on things or the freaking lead content in things. It's like I don't know. I'm not saying we should go back to not having any standards at all for things, but like come on. You can't trust your kid not to choke on things. Maybe that's more a statement of parents than it is on your kid. Oh my gosh. Sarah has shared a link to Discord. It is Tuesday, so we do go on to Discord after dark, after the live. And, you know, as we continue through the month, soon the Tuesday live will not be after dark anymore. It'll be just Tuesday Discord after live because it'll still be light out. But as it is still a cold month, we will, well, at least here in the US in Wisconsin, um, we will still have Discord after dark following the live. So if you follow that link, Discord is totally free. It doesn't cost you anything extra. If you're watching this on replay, I always put a link to Discord down in the description. So you can look there. Totally free. They did an update today, so it's going to look weird to those of you who haven't signed into it for a little bit. At least on my laptop, it looked weird. I didn't check it on my phone. Puppies that have gotten in the van. Yeah. The metal merry-go-round, burn your biscuits and play at the same time. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, metal slides. Oh, woo. Yep. It could fry eggs and asses, Jamie. You get your eggs and ham on a slide, on a metal slide. But how much fun was it when you had your legs covered and you flew down that sucker at like 45 miles per hour? Okay, maybe not 45 miles per hour, but like even when they would, do you remember like going to the carnival? And at the carnival, some of the different carny rides. Well, and they're too like carnies. I, I probably hung out with more carnies in my life than I should. Um, but like the big slide at the carnival, right? Those were metal. Those were metal and probably burning heinies all over the seats. But they were so much fun because they were metal and you go whoo right straight down. Oh my god. Yep. Roasted ass. The best time ever. But it was a good time. Metal merry-go-rounds. Yeah, woof. You don't even see a merry-go-round anymore. I don't know that I've seen a merry-go-round in many years at any park. Like the closest I've seen is like there's this like it's a pole in the middle and then like it looks like a tree. It's not a tree, but it's like a disc on this pole that you could grab onto and then it would spin and you would like just spin off of it and you were only a couple feet, like a foot from the ground. You weren't gonna fly off of it like on a merry-go-round like you could. But what the hell, man? Let them learn to assess danger. If we had to return to the wild, we'd be so screwed. We'd be so screwed. Wouldn't know how to assess danger. Everything would be danger. We would ball up, curl up into a ball, and not leave a cave. Like, this is where I die, I guess. This is where I live now. It's our own fault, parents. It's our own fault. I ate dirt and pebbles. Heck yeah. I ate all kinds of dirt, man. I like to think I've taught my kids to trust their instincts and to know their limits, but not to be afraid of doing something scary. I think that too. And then like no offense, no offense, right? My kid is anxious as hell. I don't know, man. It's like what's right and what's wrong in that situation? I don't know. Who fell off that metal merry-go-round at full speed? Me. I did. This person right here. Yep. Oh my god, the static on those slides. Oof. You'd walk up to it and like put your hands on it and just get the loudest snap throughout your body. It felt like it shocked your soul. Metal slides. Oh my gosh. Yeah, have not seen a merry-go-round. Anybody else seen a merry-go-round on any parks? Like at any park anywhere? I think I've seen one. I think they're all gone now. That threw my pen. Trying to flip it. Yeah. A little bit sad with a wistful tear. Metal merry-go-rounds rip. Rest in peace. Metal merry-go-rounds. Remember the half globe with like triangle shapes you climbed? Yeah, I still see those though. Climb to the center and hang down the middle. Yeah, those still exist. Those are still around because my kids had one at their elementary school. You always felt like you were so cool. I remember like one of our one of our parks, not parks, like play equipment at our school. It was basically wood, old tires, huge tractor tires, and wood chips. Like that was the whole thing. We had so much freaking fun. So much fun. And nowadays it's like all that like chip, like chopped up bouncy material. Like it's basically recycled rubber or whatever on the ground. Can't you can't like splinter your leg open on rubber mats. Come on now. Yeah, you can get some pretty good road rash though. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, Togo. Pretty bird. She's over there going for no reason. Those rocky things on springs. Yeah. Yeah, and then the ground was gravel. Yeah, I'm saying, man. And then we were like, I remember breaking my arm on one of those. We shouldn't have those in parks anymore. Damn it. We thought we were going to be so cool. We thought we were going to be so cool as adults. We were like, man, because we had hippie parents who pretty much like gave birth to us on blankets and freaking the middle of Woodstock or some crap. We're like, man, I hate hippie parents. I'm going to be a uptight work in the city and not let my kids break their arms on play equipment. In squares. We became boring squares. What happened to us? What happened to us? We used to be so cool. I'm still cool. Maybe not as cool, but I used to be so cool. And then we became uptight, boring hippie parents. The kind that are like, I care about your social life and I care about you and I don't want you to break your arms, but also wear your helmet when you ride your bike, Timmy. Do you know how many people fall off of bikes and get brain damage? Not as many as probably we told our kids that. Like, do you remember Crash Helmet? Was that a thing where you guys were? It was in Wisconsin, where it was like a helmet with legs and it was like would tell you to put your helmet on when you're riding your bike. I don't want to wear a helmet when I'm riding a bike. Damn it. Don't tell me to wear a helmet. Cool kids don't wear helmets when they ride bikes or ride on skateboards or wear their rollerblades. Although I prefer roller skates personally, but wear a helmet and knee pad. Okay, knee pads. Yes, I would wear knee pads while rollerblading specifically, but wear a helmet. Lost your mind. Don't look cool in a helmet. I would probably wear a helmet now because I'm afraid to break my bones now. I'd never heal from it. I just lay there. This is where I die, I guess. You wish you had hippie parents? I had hippie parents. I had irresponsible hippie parents who did not give a shit what I was doing. What's that you got? Uranium. Have fun. Don't blow up the house. Yeah. Nah, not too much. Oh my gosh. Sorry about the rant. I was supposed to be doing trivia, right? All right, let's find another trivia question. Probably making up for the fact that so many of us barely survived our Listen. Listen, enough of us survived though. Enough of us survived and then we had boring kids who are anxious about everything. Anxious about everything. All right, let's see. Let's go with in 2001, Lego launched a new story-driven toy line featuring biomechanical characters. What is it called? In 2001, Lego launched a new story-driven toy line featuring biomechanical characters. What is it called? I never had a bike helmet. I didn't either. I didn't have a bike helmet. Forget that. Forget that. I was too busy riding with no hands. I mean, I have hands. I was riding without holding the handlebars, is what I mean. You knew what I meant. I was riding with no hands, thought I was so cool. However, have you ever actually fallen off of a bike and like hit your head on concrete? Like, not busted your head open, but just like hit your head on the concrete? I'm going to tell you that if you have ever hit your head on concrete, the sound, head colliding with concrete, it makes this like bong sound in your head. It's terrible. It's a terrible sound. Pretty sure I was concussed. I lived. It's all right. I made it. Barely. I barely made it. It wasn't like a hard hit. I didn't bleed, you know what I mean? But I did bounce my head off the concrete just a little bit, and it does. It makes a horrible sound inside of your brain. Like you literally your brain pan. Bong. Have you ever this is my favorite. Have you ever fallen out of a tree, okay, or off of something really high where you fall off of something high enough and you fall but you land on your back and knock the wind out of yourself to where you think you have actually died. You can't breathe because like your lungs are compressed very suddenly and you're laying there like ugh, like trying to catch your breath. Very that, Togo. Thank you. Yeah, you're laying there and you're like, ugh. You can't actually like open your lungs fully yet. Yeah, that sucks when that happens. Just learn to climb trees better. That's all. I've done it multiple times. And you really do. You lay there and you think, I have died. I'm dead. I'm laying here. My body won't recover. I can't breathe. But you cried and got up and had to walk that heavy ass bike back home. Yes. Yep. Yep. Got run over by a car and got up and walked home crying. Oh my God. Had no helmets unless for snowmobile riding. Oh, see, that sounds fun. Or you fall over and okay. How many of you guys used to lay up in your back window of your parents' car and like a seatbelt was basically your mom like putting her arm out to catch you, like if she was driving too fast. Or, like you're laying in that back window, like that ledge, you know where I'm talking about. You're laying up in that back window, and all of a sudden your dad slams on the brake and you bounce off the back seat, the back of their front seats. Can't tell you how many times I've done that. Few too many. I rode in the back of a truck, in a pickup truck, okay? I rode in the back end of a pickup truck from Wisconsin to Florida in the winter time. We had my cousins are older than me because my mom's the youngest of 9 kids, and my cousins had a space heater that plugged into the lighter thingy that they ran through the window so that my two younger cousins, second cousins, and I had something warm, and we were laying on a mattress in the bed of a truck all the way from Wisconsin to Florida. You probably couldn't get away with doing that now. Maybe you could, but I did have to walk my bike home. I was mad as fuck. Yeah. Yep. I was okay, just some bruises and scrapes. I was an idiot and thought it was funny to lean on a car as it was backing up. Oops. Youch. We would take rides in the back of the truck with a camper shell on and we would have a blast. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. It was a long ride. It was cold until, of course, we got to the southern states. But yeah, we had a blast, man. It was a good time. We had our toys back there. I couldn't have been I couldn't have been older than, I don't know, 10 years old, 9 years old. 2 trips before that, my same cousins that had us ride in the back of the truck, same trip, we not sorry, 2 trips before that, my cousins had a camper, like, attached to the back of their car, and my parents were driving, like, we were following, whatever, riding all in separate we were in 2 separate vehicles, but we were riding all together, right? We were caravanning. Well, my cousin was smoking a cigarette and she threw her cigarette out the window, not realizing that it like into the netting window of the camper. Like it set the camper on fire. Okay. So they're going, whatever, 70 miles per hour back then, down the interstate, not realizing that they're dragging a like burning camper behind them. I mean, it was beyond repair. It was damaged. It was gone. The camper was gone. But my parents, I remember, were like trying to drive next to and in front of them, like honking the fucking horn. Ooh, bad word. Honking the horn and telling them, like, yo, your camper is on fire. Like, good Lord. Time. Have a great week. Have a good one, Tanis. Have a very, very good one. All right. We're on to 6 o'clock. I think we can continue story time in the Discord after dark. Again, if you're looking for that link, there is a link down in the description, totally free. And you can feel free to join us anytime. I will be back on a live on Thursday night, and that will be on Twitch, and then back on YouTube on Saturday night, as usual, only minus any event stuff happening. That all being said, with regard to event stuff, like I said, I'm still sending out emails. I'll be doing so over the next couple few days. You're going to hear from me. And if you would like to donate to those who cannot afford to pay for their own shipping, because they'll have to wait until I can afford to pay their shipping, please go ahead and send along whatever you're able to the PayPal. That is my PayPal email address is houseofmiscellanea@gmail.com. It's the words up here on the screen right there, houseofmiscellanea@gmail.com. Otherwise, you guys, I hope to see you at the next live or on YouTube. I'll be around, or I'll see you in Discord in just a few minutes. Sarah also put the link for Discord in the live chat. All right, y'all. As I always say, I hope that wherever you are in this great, big, beautiful world, that you are having a phenomenal morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Goodbye. See you soon.